beautiful sunrise coming up right now. We're gonna stop in Vizcaíno, get some gas, get some breakfast burritos. We want to take you along today, give you some pro tips on things that we do as people who live down here full time and take this trip quite often. We are on our way up to Mexicali. We left Bahia Asuncion, I don't know, a half hour ago, and we're almost getting into Vizcaíno here. It's about eight and a half hours for us. I tend not to drive too fast. Maximum speed might be 70 miles an hour. I highly recommend getting burritos to go. Normally you'll see ladies, sometimes gentlemen, on the side of the road with ice chests. I do have a scale of 1 through 10, but I would say most of the burritos that I get stop in just random places, at least a 5 to 6, and expect to pay 20 to 25 pesos per burrito. To this place right here. Now, they don't make, they have some that are pre-made, but I highly recommend the chicharron, and they have a pork, another one that's like a chopped pork. Fantastic, but this right here is the bomb. These are the best. It's easy to find now because it's right next to the new OXXO in town. It's 3 ladies, actually 2 ladies and a daughter. I'm telling you, the best. You got an old towel because sometimes those delicious burritos like to leak. So highly recommend that if you're going to eat one of those burritos while you're driving, you might want to put something on your lap. All right, picking up some gas here, right next door. I like to go to the VP gas stations here in Guerrero Negro. Well, I'm in Vizcaíno right now, and in Vizcaíno. They do a good job. Everyone's different with gas. From what I've heard buying gas here, I use my credit card all the time. I got no issues with it. I normally just ask them to fill it up with regular, so I'll say, por favor, lleno con regular. I like to give them a tip. I normally give them 20 pesos if they do my windows. I don't like to do much more than that. Some people get a little crazy with tipping in Mexico, and it kind of ruins it. You don't have to tip, but heck, they're pumping my gas. They're working hard. Just wanted to address a couple thoughts on safety when you're driving. And I've had so many close calls, whether it be with a truck, drunken drivers, or I hit a dog doing 60 miles an hour. Recently, a sopilote, also known as a vulture, flew up off the road and swerved around and crashed into our windshield, shattering it. And we have extremely pothole road. I don't know if we can see this here or not. If it's windy, be especially careful with the big rigs because their rigs can blow over the side of the road pretty easy, and so they tend to creep over the middle line more than normal. So just understand that, you know, well, when you start seeing some crashes down here, some rigs on the side of the road, you'll understand why. We have a bike rider here, which normally isn't a big deal, but with this wind, he's being blown all around. If someone's in need, stop and help them. At least ask if they need help. 1, it's good karma. 2, you're gonna meet some really cool people from that, but it's just the right thing to do. We've given you some pro tips, but we wanna know, what are some of your pro tips? If you could give us some of your pro tips in the links below, we'd be forever grateful. Anything can and will happen. We're approaching a military checkpoint here pretty soon. They're mostly professional. They can ask us some questions. They might ask you to get out, wanna look in the car. For the most part though, very professional. If you ever did have an emergency, military, they're there for you to help you out. So time's different in Mexico. So I remember before we lived here full time, we used to pack up the truck, and I was in such a hurry to get down here, and you know, I probably made some poor decisions driving wise. Instead of trying to drive fast or get there in a certain amount of time, it's kind of just let it unfold. If it's a hectic day, I just go slower. If it's you know, things are going good, I'll just cruise along. Turn off to San Felipe and Mexicali. I wanted to point out this restaurant. This restaurant here is supposed to be really, really good. So that's one thing. And another thing is it's one of the few places, there's different places along the highway that they've established now, emergency Wi-Fi places, so you can go use their Wi-Fi for free, but they're there for if there's an accident or something out here for communications. But they're just getting to Gonzaga Bay, and I know all the miles I've driven in Baja. This road is the
speaking of adventures, today's is over. Stay tuned for the rest of our trip in Mexicali, but until then, check out what a Wednesday night town run looks like in Bahia Asuncion. Cheers!